Dear students, today onwards, let's begin the subject strategic marketing management. I know that in your graduation classes you have studied a subject called marketing management, and there you study your concentration was only on marketing your product, and there usually pricing regarding product pricing, then supply, all those things you have studied. But here we are going to study one step ahead, that is strategic marketing management. What are the strategies that you will be using to have a best marketing management? Dear students, before I begin the class, I would like to tell you that I am beginning class from the second chapter, because the first chapter will be dealt by Navya madam. Therefore I will be beginning from the second unit that is there in your subject. So please note that whatever classes I will be giving you from here, the link that is of the second unit, and that is the marketing and strategy interface. Usually the topics concerned marketing environment, vision mission statements, SWOT analysis, competitive advantage, then you will be having a consumer behavior. These are the topics that are there in the second chapter, and that I will be explaining to you. And before explaining the uh, topics of a second unit, that's today I'm going to take you marketing environment, but you should know basics of the subject. Those few topics I will just brief you, that is clarifications of these of three fundamental concepts, that is marketing and marketing management. So regarding these three things, just I want to tell you something. Now before I begin, what is market? So suddenly, when we hear the word market, for us it comes a place where the things are sold, and usually ಸಂತೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ಬರೋದು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವಸ್ತುಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಇರುವುದು, ತುಂಬ ವಸ್ತುಗಳು ಇರುವ ಜಾಗ ಸಂತೆ. ಬಟ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ದ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ವರ್ಡ್ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್. ಸೊ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಟು ಟೆಲ್ ಯು ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್. The term market has been derived from Latin word marcatus. It means a place where business is conducted. So actually what is there is correct. Marcatus, a place where business is conducted. Thus traditionally market was considered as a place where buyers and sellers gather to exchange their goods. So market was considered with its root word marcatus, the place where the people were buyers and sellers were gathering. But today that meaning is not sufficient for us to understand market, because today without going to a particular place you can get the product at your door, because we have gone ahead. Now e-commerce has come up, home deliveries are there, and because of that the concept of marketing has to be changed. Otherwise, if you say that market is a place, today without that place itself marketing activities will take place. That's why the term market refers to the group of consumers or organization that is interested in the product, has the resources to purchase the product, and is permitted by law and other regulations to acquire the product. Therefore, you see, today it is market is referred to a person who has ability to buy or sell, or a organization who is ready to buy or sell and has the resources to purchase. It is not only that he has a desire, but has a person who is having a resources to buy a product, and that product also should be permitted. Now take example, some of the items are not permitted to transact, especially the some of the drugs are not allowed to transact. That is not so. Today we have a broad understanding, that is market is an area of operation, not our area of operation. Market is a mechanism, market is a system, and market is a circle of exchange. Everything market doesn't mean only the area of operation. Market is a area of operation. Market is a mechanism where buying and selling takes place. Then market is a system where the buyers and sellers transact, and a circle of exchanges that facilitates selling and buying activities. Therefore market has a wider concept. I hope you understand what is market. Let's move with the second word, that is marketing. So market is different, marketing is different. Marketing refers to performance of a set of activities essential to direct, regulate and facilitate the flow of goods and services from the manufacturer to ultimate consumer in the process of distribution. These activities include market analysis, market planning, product development, pricing of product or services, physical distribution, warehousing, financing, risk bearing, etc. So be clear and note here that marketing is a process. So, and it is a set of activities where goods and services from transferring goods and services from the manufacturer to the consumer. So, it is not a selling process. Selling is one of the aspect of the marketing. Therefore, it begins with the marketing analysis. To produce something, is there a demand for that product? That is called market analysis. So, it is not just selling your product, that is a sales process. So, marketing involves before beginning to produce, you are planning how much sales you will have, what kind of the products you will require, what is the demand, what is the taste, interest, trends. That calculation has to be there beginning. Then market planning. So how you can, if you produce such a product, where and all, how you can sell. So then product planning, what kind of the product I should produce. Then product development, then pricing of the product. You see, every activity is involved in marketing, and I am sure these things you have studied in your graduation. Now, just to elaborate little more understanding of marketing, I would like to share with you two definitions. As per American Marketing Association, marketing is a process of planning and executing the conception, pricing, promotion, and distribution of ideas, goods, and services to create exchanges that satisfy individuals and organizational objectives. So it is also same thing says that it is the activities that are involved in the process of exchange of goods from the buyer to the consumer. So one another important definition, because you should remember that Philip Kotler is a main proponent of the marketing. So there are a lot of books that are written by Philip Kotler. You can never forget whenever you are studying the marketing subjects. So usually you must salute to Philip Kotler in as regards to marketing. So what he says, marketing means for him what? Marketing is social and managerial process by which individuals and groups obtain what they need and want through creating and exchanging product and values with others. Creating and exchanging product and value with others. I'm not going to detailly explain these definitions and all, because this is not my task. In the first chapter, another teacher will explain you all these concepts. What is marketing? Just to brief you before I begin marketing environment, I wanted to give you the meanings of these words. So next, another important term we have, that is marketing management. So, marketing management is planning, organizing, controlling, and implementing marketing programs, policies, strategies, and tactics designed to create and satisfy the demand for the firm's product offerings or services as a means of generating the acceptable profit. Now, you know what is marketing. So about the marketing, so implementing that marketing programs, policies, strategies, tactics. That's all. Having a clear cut planning, organizing, controlling, and implementing of marketing programs. So that is the marketing management, because managing the marketing. In simple words, I can say managing the all marketing activities is a marketing management. So I hope you will understand in the further classes more regarding what is marketing and marketing management, and other concepts like nature, importance, objective, scope of marketing and all. So I don't want to deal with that. Let me directly go to the topic now: marketing environment. So, what is marketing environment? Modern marketing is treated as the open and adaptive system. Every system has its own environment. As an open system, marketer has to interact with the outside forces for importing necessary inputs and exporting the outcomes. Just I'll close till here and I'll explain now. See, every system has an environment. Now you see, you as a home, you have an environment of your home. You have an environment where you are staying and surrounding that and whatever affects you, environment. So school institution has a environment, and business has an environment. So in the same way, marketing activities or everything has a environment because it is one of the system. And what is the marketing environment? It's an open system, has to interact with the outside forces. So it has to deal. Marketing means not only within the company it is going on. Marketing activities will be going on with all other factors outside, which are there. They are troubling you, or they are affecting you because you have to buy materials and supply your services or the goods to the environment. So marketing draws inputs from the environment and offers outcomes in form of products, services and information. Environment affects tremendously the operations of organization. You are aware, and I know that you have studied in your management theory practice subject. Environment consists of a number of variables, factors, or forces that are interdependent, interrelated, and interconnected. Various factors or elements are involved in environment, and even in the system of marketing, also many factors or elements are involved. The degree of firm's success depends on how effectively it reacts responses to its environment with given resources. A marketer needs to analyze the relevant environmental factors while deciding on any aspect related to marketing. So now, why we have to study marketing environment? Based marketing activities or your business activities are highly affected by the marketing environment. How marketing environment is there? What are the factors? How they have impact or effect on your situation has to be studied well, and you have to work accordingly. Then only you can reach to the success. So there is a little more definition and meaning. Marketing environments refers to the relevant forces that affect marketing decisions. It mainly includes external or uncontrollable forces like political, legal, economic, socio-cultural, technology, competition, and so forth, on which a manager has no control. See, most of the times what happens is this one, what you call marketing environment, are all outside factors, and outside factors, that is called external factors, and they are not in the situation of a manager to control them. So, in simple words, we can say that marketing environment comprises of various factors or forces with which marketing manager has to decide. It offers both opportunities and threats. Marketing environment has opportunities. At the same time, marketing environment has a threats. So, I hope now you have understood what marketing environment is. So for you it is not a difficult task. Therefore, I'll be going very fast regarding the marketing environment, because the factors that you studied in management theory and practice, so they are the same here, because what is affecting to your business, that is affecting your marketing. Therefore, it's not nothing new study. I remember I myself has taught you marketing theory, management theory and practice, and in that subject I had taught you regarding management theory and business environment. So in the business environment, there we had a little more factors because it was related to whole business. There we had a division like internal factors and external factors. So in the external factors we had again micro factors and macro factors. So here we don't have a internal factors, but we have only two divisions, and that is micro environment and macro environment. So the factors that constitute the marketing environment can be divided into micro factors and macro factors. So they are presented in the graph below. So you can see a graph here, and in this graph, very beautifully I have put all the factors that I am going to explain. Okay, there are some more factors which are affected and have a connection to the marketing management. Absolutely, there is no doubt in that. But mainly, let's study of these. See, micro environment that is very close to your marketing management effects, and little far wider way marketing macro environment effects. So in today's class, we will study only about the micro environment factors. So, micro marketing environment. So, those elements of the environment that impinge an individual business organization or a particular industry but do not affect all businesses in all industries constitute the micro environment. The factors constituting the micro environment are as follows. See, what is the micro environment is the factor micro marketing environment affects only a particular firm's business, sorry, a particular firm's business and doesn't affect to the whole industry. So you should remember the difference between what is firm and industry. Now, what is a firm? What is a company you are having? That is your firm. Industry means now cloth industry, complete cloth industry, automobile industry, everything comes under that. So it is not that affecting to the whole business. Now, some of the aspects, like take example, government policy. Government policy will affect not only your firm, for everybody's firm, to the whole industry. But here, now these aspects which we are going to study, these aspects are troubling or connected only to the firm. So that's why micro marketing environment we call. Macro, it is affecting to your whole business. Everybody affects, not only for you. But these aspects are affecting only you. Therefore, the company, what is the style and status of the company, suppliers, marketing intermediate agents, customers, competitors, and general public. So these are have a impact on your business. So let's move with the one by one. First one, the company. All the departments in an organization, from finance to manufacturing to purchase, have the potential to positively or negatively impact the satisfaction level of consumers. As a result, the marketing department has to work closely with all the other departments so that they can identify ways by which each department can contribute in delivering exceptional customer value and superior customer satisfaction. Now you see, in your marketing department, what is your target is providing a good product or service or information to the consumer, and consumer or customer satisfaction is your prime target. And to achieve that target, what is required is for you a cooperation from all other departments, from the finance department, from the production department, from the purchase, whatever departments are there in your company. Whole of your company is very much important for you. If there is no cooperation, no support from other departments there, then marketing is not possible. Therefore, company is also very much important. That various departments that are existing in the company are very much have a very much impact on your business. Then second one is suppliers. So a business organization relies on other vendors and firms to supply raw materials, labor, utilities and equipments to produce and deliver products to their customers. So suppliers doesn't mean that only raw materials, even the tools, equipments, machinery who are supplying, they also have. Now you require your particular machinery is damaged, and suddenly you want, and the supplier is very lazy and not on up to date to supply you, then there is a problem. It's not only the supply of raw material, rather supply of every material that, or every resource that you require. A key supplier goes a long way in building a business organization's competitive advantage. The factors and events that affect the suppliers have a potential of affecting the business organization and ultimately the satisfaction level of customers. Losing an important supplier can disrupt the production schedule. The marketing department formulates its marketing strategy, keeping the risk factors such as quality of suppliers, supply chain costs, availability of raw materials, etc. in mind. So suppliers are also one of the important element in your marketing. Therefore, suppliers affect your marketing policies, programs, plans, and everything. Let's move with the another element, marketing intermediaries. So, marketing intermediaries refers to the people and business like banks, financial institutions, venture capitalists, wholesalers, retailers, transportation companies, marketing research firms, and public relation firms that help the business organization to promote, sell, and distribute its products to final buyers. The marketing manager needs to take into the consideration the marketing intermediaries while formulating the strategies for the organization. There are various kinds of the agents what your middleman marketing department has to depend on. So marketing is not possible without these intermediaries. Now you see some financial institutions has to be consulted. Now you are thinking of a new product and how to get a money. Okay, financial institution, venture capital, then wholesalers, retailers whom you have to supply your product, that also they are there. Then transportation companies who is providing the transportation facility. So marketing research firm, some firms are there to give you idea. Then public relations firms to give you have a better public relations. There may be a particular agents. So all those people are very important and they have influence in your organization. So anything disturbance with those have a disturbance with your business too. Next element, and that is customers. And I am sure these are the very important people in the marketing department. If you have no customers, then there is no meaning of any marketing activity. Therefore, in the marketing environment, customers play a major role. Customers refers to the individuals, households, or organization that purchase a product for use in the production of other products, or an organization that purchases a product for sale at a profit. See, customer doesn't mean that it is only an individual. It can be organization, it can be a household, or it can be any what you call household also, then government also. Anybody may purchase your product, and the purchasing of your product need not be for your consumption, final consumption. They may be using your product and producing something else. So it may be your product may be a raw material to another person or a organization. If a business organization does not have customers, they can't sell anything. However, all the customers of the organizations are not same. The marketing managers need to study the needs of the customers on a continuous basis. They also need to anticipate how their need is developing so that they are able to meet the needs effectively. So, what you call a whole concentration of the organization should be satisfying the customers. The marketers need to study five categories of customer markets. So, five categories of customer markets are there. First one, consumer markets. It consists of individuals and households that buy products and services for their own personal use. These are the final consumption. Somebody will buy your product and they will finally use. Business markets. These customers are popularly as business to business customers or B2B customers. The products and services they buy are further processed or used in their internal business process. What is they have purchased your product and they will convert the product before selling, because they have not purchasing for the for their consumption as such. Now you see in the example of a tire. Okay, now I have a vehicle and I go and buy a tire. Now what happens is the tire is for my use, for my two wheeler. Now another automobile company buys the tires, so that it is not that they are using the tire as such, but they are using for their process of producing the two wheelers. So that's how you will understand business markets. Then resellers, these customers purchase products and services to resell them to others with the motive of earning profit. This is like wholesalers, we can say retailers. So they will purchase from you, they will not alter your product, just they will purchase and they will sell as it is for a profit margin. Then government markets, it refers to government agencies who buy products and services to provide public services or to those who they need, those who they deem need them. So what it says is government also purchases the products from the businesses for its use. International markets. So these set of customers reside in other countries other than the country in which the business organization is in existence. These customers could be consumers, business, resellers, and as well as the government. What it says is finally every category is included. So these are the variety of the customers you have. Consumer markets you have, business markets you have, resellers you have, government markets you have, and finally international market you have. Who all are your customers? That's it is stating. Then you have a competitors. So competitors of the organizations refer to all the business organizations that market or produce a similar product or a close substitute of the product manufactured by the organization. See, competition is given by the person who is producing the same product of you or a similar product or that has a what you call similar nature. Then only can have an impact. Now, for example, you are producing here. You are having a hotel and another person also having a hotel and having giving you same type of food items, then there is a competition. So in the Indian business environment, no business organization can enjoy the position of monopoly because of cutthroat competition. So what it says in India, there is no monopoly competition. Always it is a cutthroat competition. If somebody is earning a high profit, tomorrow another person next to the door itself will start that same business. Moreover, globalization is promoting competition and making it difficult for domestic organizations to survive and win over the competitors. The actions and reactions of competitors have the ability to affect the performance of the business. Organization directly or indirectly, it is imperative for the organization to build its strategic advantage by identifying the weaknesses of the competitors and making it their own strength. So I hope you understand who are the competitors. There is nothing to elaborate with this concept. Let's move to the public. So public refers to a group of individuals who have an actual or potential interest in or impact on an organization's ability to achieve its objectives. Public consists of the following. See, public means it is not just the people who are outside. There are many groups which are having influence on your business. They are first one, media public. It consists of newspapers, blogs, magazines, journals, radio and television outlets. So these all gives the picture of your business. Remember that whenever you have some product or some complaint comes, those how they are portraying your business, that's very important. Media public. Then local public, it refers to individual that stay near the business organization and can affect the operations of the business. So the people surrounding are near to you, so they sometimes may conduct a strike, or if you have pollution, you are polluting the nearby environment and all, they will stop your business. All those things may happen. Then citizen action public, it refers to government or independent agencies such as the Bureau of Indian Standards, then Customs and Excise Department, ISO, International Standards Organization, consumer organizations, environmental groups, and minority groups that work towards protection of consumer interest. There are various groups and organizations are there who are working for the consumer interest, and they too are a general public because they are working in a particular group and they are affecting your business. Then internal public, it refers to the employees that work within the business organization. See, employees are also a public for you, and they are also having a much of the impact on you, how they are presenting outside your image. Then financial public, it refers to the banks, financial institutions, investment house, and the stockholders. They too have a influence with your business. And generally general public, the business organization needs to take into consideration the attitude and perception of the general public towards the products and services it offers, along with the activities that they conduct in the marketplace. Sometimes general public will never try your product or never have a contact with you, but still they speak about you. So what is the image you have in the general public is also very important. For today's class, dear students, I will stop here. I have explained all the micro environment of the marketing management. See, I have said we have two divisions: micro environment and macro environment of the marketing management. And I have explained only the micro marketing management. And in tomorrow's class, I will be explaining to you about the macro environment of marketing management. Thank you.